Okay, so in this video, we'll be going over the first 4 of the core double bow techniques. I believe there are 8 of them in total. So once you get through these first 4, you feel like you're comfortable with them, I feel like you're doing pretty well with them, then we'll move on to the next 4. I'll make another separate video on that. So first technique is going to be our single strike. So we're going to start from our universal start position. So a lot of our basic techniques, not all of them, but a lot of them will start from this position. And I have an intro that I add to the form that I'll eventually be teaching you, but if we don't end up including that, then this will be also where the form starts. So starting here, remember, you've already done this, but just as a review, right bow is going to be on top, okay, left bow underneath, okay. You're grabbing both bows in the center, okay, so it's not going to be like way up here, way down here. It's right in the middle. You're essentially in a square stance, and you're standing at a 45-degree angle. Yeah, a lot of the techniques that we do will be at a 45 just to make it more appealing to the judges. Some of them will be straight, but a lot of them will be at an angle one way or the other. It just looks, more appealing to them that way, really. You want to give the judges the best vantage point for the techniques that you're throwing, so that's why a lot of them are at an angle. So, standing here, and you want the right bow to be pointing down. It's not going to be like way up here. You want it to be down low. Okay, so the first technique is going to be our single strike. So I'll just demonstrate the technique at speed, and then we'll break it down. So here's our single strike. Okay. So we'll start with that one without the spin, and then I'll break that down, and then we'll add the spin to it. So to start, for our single strike, I'm going to bring my right bow, the one that's on top, I'm going to bring it up and over my head like this. Then I'm going to turn. So I'm basically just shifting my foot over just a little bit. I could probably get away with just pivoting on my feet, but I need to make my square stance right. So I'm going to shift my foot over just a little. So I'm going to raise this up, turn, and then strike here. Okay, this is going to be a knee strike. Okay, so don't have it like way up here. Okay. So I'm here. This bow is going to come up, shift, and then strike down here. Okay. And if you want to, for this strike and for the next one as well, you could practice it with one bow at a time. So you could just start with the striking bow here. Just practice bringing it up, turn, and down here. And you can just keep this other hand up. So it'll be up, over your head. You want to have it up here so that way you can get full range of motion. That's another thing that will be more appealing to the judges when they see your form, is to have a full range of motion. Especially when we add the spins in, it'll look a lot cleaner. So I'm here, bring it up, and turn. Up here, and turn. You want to try to get all of that in one smooth motion. And that's the end goal, is to get it all smooth here. Okay. Then for the other bow, it'll be like this. All you're doing with that bow is you're just basically bringing it up to about shoulder level and just turning into it. So it's just here. As I do this strike, it'll basically just be this. It'll just be here. And you want to, the end goal, once you land in this position here, you want to try to get your bows parallel to each other. So that's just another, real like nitty-gritty detail, but doesn't make it look just that little bit better. So I want your bows to be parallel. Okay. So again, the full technique. So it's just here. I bring this up. I turn. This bow is going to come up. And then strike down. Okay. And again, with this one, I'm facing a 45. I'm not facing straight. Okay. This is I'm starting at a 45, and I'm ending my strike at a 45. Okay. So now we'll add the spin. So it's basically the same. The strike itself is the same, but you're just adding the footwork. So if I were to just do the footwork. So it's pretty much just a two-part spin. So I'm here, my right foot, my front foot is gonna come around this way. Here, so my feet, I'm facing, away from center, like this. Your feet don't have to come all the way together, they probably shouldn't, just for balance. So I'm here, and then my left foot, the foot that I just pivoted on, is gonna swing out and finish the spin. So just here, 1, 2. Okay. One more. So 1, 2. Okay. And then we just put those two parts together. So here, bring this bow up, so if I spin, and then down. Trying to keep those bows parallel. Okay. So one more time. So I'm here, up, down. Okay. So the second technique is going to be our double spin or our double strike. Okay. It's pretty much the same as that one that you just did, except we're hitting with both bows instead of just the one. So everything else about it is essentially the same. So at speed, it's going to look something like this. Okay. So you can see the footwork was the same. I'm doing the exact same thing with the right bow, except this left bow is going to come on top and it's going to strike at the same time. That's really the only difference. Okay. So to start, if you want to practice this with the one bow, you could do that. Just doing the exact same thing. This bow, if you're doing it with the left, so you're still starting from your universal start. So the one bow's here, the other one's here. As I bring this right bow up to chamber for the I guess it would be slightly lower, but the right hand strike, you're going to chamber this one into position, and then you're going to snap it down, kind of like a low block here. So I'm here, up, and then snap it down. That's what I'm doing with the left, instead of just turning into it like before. So I do it here. We'll start without the spin first. So I'm here, it's going to come up, and then down. Okay. And I guess I lied. The right bow isn't exactly doing the same thing. I'm going to chamber them both up here, and then bring them down. Okay. The footwork is still the same. That right bow is going to be a little different. So here, up, and then down. Try to keep them parallel to each other. Okay, that's going to be a common theme with a lot of these. Try to keep them parallel. Okay, so here, down. Again, that's going to be the general area of the knee on this one too. Okay. And then now if we add in the footwork, okay, the spin is exactly the same. So 1, 2. So it's the same spin. The strike's also going to be at 45, just like the first one. Okay. So here, here, and then down. Once you add the spin in, it might help with the right bow to do that full rotation like this, because I'm not going to do the whole spin necessarily like this. Let me run through it real quick. Yeah, that right bow is probably going to come over. Okay. So I'm here. And then once you get about halfway through your spin, that left one will come up. And then they'll both be in this position and you'll be ready to snap it down. Okay. So I'll do that a little slower. So I'm here, that right bow is going to come up, here, and down. Okay. All right, so one more time, here, down. Here, down. Okay, so number 3 is going to be our X strike or our X pattern. So this one also has a spin in it. We're going to start without and then add it in. So this time, this one and the next one will not be starting from the universal start. Because this position, we're not going to be starting there because it starts from a different place in the form. So we're going to start in the position that we would be in the form that you'll eventually learn. and start it from there. So for our X strike, we're gonna start here. So your right foot's forward, you're facing 90 degrees. So if these are the judges right here, you're facing the right. Both hands in the center of the bows. And they're just, kind of hanging pretty naturally to your sides. Nice good square stance. So I'm gonna do the technique at speed real quick with the spin, and then we'll break it down. Okay. So there's your technique. Okay. So we'll start without the spin. So I'm starting here. I'm gonna shift over into a left foot square stance, facing 45 degrees that way. So to the left of center. So I'm here, and you might need to turn this foot, you probably will, but end goal is a square stance. So I'm gonna turn, I'm gonna do my X strike, be about neck level. Okay, it might end up being a little higher than that. So I'm here, here, and it might help with this technique and maybe some others when you do that to brace with your thumb. So that way it is a little tighter, it doesn't kind of wiggle in your hands when you do that. So it might help to brace with your thumb when you do that technique with both hands. So I'm here, so that way it'll stay tight and it doesn't wiggle. So here, do my X strike, then I'm gonna swing bows down, then up straight over my head. As I bring them up, okay, I'm gonna do this little, I can't really do this slow, but I'm gonna basically do like a little hop. So it's almost like a shuffle, kind of, but I'm more trying to push up instead of move out like this. I'm more going up. Okay. So here, I swing this up, and then when I land, I'm gonna bring the bows down. I guess the closest thing you could probably think of would be a preparatory position. This is basically gonna be your landing. Bow should be pointing down about 45 degrees. Okay, so it's just here and then there. Foot and hand should land at the same time. So here, turn, I'll do my X strike. Same thing here, I didn't do it that time, but generally foot and hands land at the same time. So here, swoop, keep your arms straight, okay, so you get full range of motion. So here, up, and then down. Okay. Do it a little faster, especially that last part. So I'm here, up, swoop, and then down. Okay. Again, one more time. X strike, swoop, bring it up, and then down. Okay. You cut any one of those parts short, so if you just do this, or you don't bring it all the way up, that's not full range of motion, it's not gonna look as appealing, okay? This form is a flashy form, so I've said it multiple times already, but you wanna make it look as appealing to the judges as you can. So it's very important that you get full range of motion on all of these techniques. If this is supposed to be a full circle this way, that's what I expect you to do. Okay. So now we're gonna add the spin. It's the same spin, you're ending up in the same position, so it's just here, there. It's the exact same as the first two. Okay. So here, I'm gonna do that spin. You can start with the bows just to your sides, and then as you do your spin, you can gradually cross them and then snap them out. So I'm here, X, then it's the same from there. Okay. So the second half of the movement doesn't change at all when you add the spin. So here, X, swoop, and then snap down. Okay. Do it one more time. Spin, X. Again, this is in a square stance, 45. Swoop, up, down. And this part's at a 45 as well. Then the last technique, this one might be a little bit tricky, but this is called our swing concepts. So, put my hands off. So this one, I'll do this one at speed before I get into any detail. Okay. So over here, you're going to start. This is at the start of the fourth section of the form. That's like the final section of the form that we're at. So this is near the end. So I'm going to start like this. So I'm in a square stance facing 90 degrees. And I have my bows up here like this. This is like my chamber for my swing concepts. So the right bow is going to be here like this, about 45, pointing to the ground. And then the left bow is going to be on top, like this. So right is underneath, left is on top. I don't want it to be the other way around because the left bow is going to come out to swing first. So I don't want it to do that. So left bow is on top. That's how I can come out with that first swing. So start here. Yeah, it'd just be straight. So I'm going to start my first swing. All my swings are going to be going that way. So 45 to the left. So they're not going to be out here. You want it to be the most appealing to the judges. So that way they can get the best vantage point. So it's going to be at an angle. So I'm here. And notice when I'm standing in this position, right, my grips, I'm not grabbing in the middle anymore. I want to have a good amount of distance between the center and where my hands are. Okay. Exactly where that is on the bow, I guess more, for comfort's sake, but you want it to be far enough away that when you do your swings, you're not, clipping yourself with it. So like if I grab in the middle, I'm going to be hitting myself when I do the swings. So I want to have my hand low enough that I'm not going to hit myself, but high enough on the bow that you still have good control when you do your swings. And then it's not going to, like if I have it way down here, it feels really heavy in the front and I could possibly lose it. Okay. So you want to find that happy medium in there. It'll be somewhere in the middle between the center and way down here. So, and you want to try to grab it on the same place on both bows. So I'm here. My first swing, I'm going to start with the left. So I'm going to swing here. Be like an abdomen strike. So somewhere like the middle of the chest. So I'm here. I'm going to swing here. Or you could hit to like the waist. So I'm here. I'm going to swing out like this. So this will be my first swing. So swing out. And you kind of have to do this one with the spin because it's part of the movement. You could do it without, but it's probably just a little easier to do it with the spin. So I'm going to do my first strike here. I'm going to chamber it up here just to get it out of the way. Then I'm going to do my second strike here. That right bow is going to chamber on the hip. Then as I continue with my spin, it's the same spin as before. That left one that I did the first strike with is going to come over my head because I'm going to come back with this. I want to hit myself in the head. So I'm bringing that bow over, and then I'm going to do my third strike like this. Okay. Here, here, there. It's basically like that. I can show you the technique without the spin, but I don't think you necessarily have to practice it without. So if I turn, it's basically just, I'll strike with the left here, chamber up, then I'm going to bring my right bow down and strike with the right. So this is going to be an inward strike here. Here I'm about halfway through my spin at this point. Bring this over, and then I'm going to do my third strike. So if I'm doing it with the left, this one, it would help to do one bow at a time. So with the left, I'm just doing the same strike twice in a row. So I'm going here, there, there, as I do my spin. It's just that. So I'm starting here. Remember, the left bow is going to be it's horizontal-ish Not sure if it would exactly be like here, but it's pretty close to horizontal. So it's here. As I do my spin, it would be strike outward, chamber up here, bring over, and then just do the same strike again. Okay, that would be the left. So I start here, left, bring over, left. For the right, remember this one's pointing down, so it's here. I do my strike with the left, right, chamber, the hip, which would be approximately waist level. It can be a little higher if that's more comfortable. No one's really gonna tell you that it's wrong if it's a little too high. And then that's it for the right. So it's here. I shift first. So remember, I have to do the left strike, so you're gonna shift first. That's gonna be distinctly separate from the right hand strike. So I shift over, right, chamber it nice and tight to your hips, that way it stays out of the way of the left, and then do your strike with the left. Okay. Let's put it all together. So I'm here. So I'm going to turn, left strike, chamber at the shoulder, right strike, chamber at the hip, bring the left one over, and then left strike. Do that. So here, left, right, over, left. Okay. It's probably going to be tricky to do that last strike without hitting the right, so make sure that it's out of the way. You might need to bring that bow back a little bit if I have it too far out, or maybe you're hitting a little too low, maybe you'll hit it on the last one. So be careful of that. You might need to experiment with that a little bit. And here, left, right, left. Okay. One more. So here, I want to look over that way before I do my strikes. That's another general pattern. You want to look first, then do your technique. So I look, left, right, left. Then you'll end it at 45. Okay. So that's it for the first 4 techniques. Again, like I said, once you get those 4 down, then we'll go over the next 4.